Hi friends, welcome to my channel. From this video we are going to do videos on Photoshop, that too lesson wise. So if you are interested in learning Photoshop and if you want to learn Photoshop means please do subscribe for my channel and also click on that bell icon so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without wasting much time, let's start our first lesson on the Photoshop. Welcoming you all to the Photoshop CC 2019, that we are going to learn Photoshop CC 2019, which is the latest version of the Photoshop. Now let us see what is Photoshop and what are the advantages of the Photoshop. The Photoshop is an image editing software which allows you to crop your images, you can resize and you can do some color corrections of your image and you can create illustrations and many more in this Photoshop. So what are the advantages? The Photoshop is the #1 image editing software available in this world. In the Photoshop you can not only edit your photos and also you can create an animations, GIF files, and also you can edit videos in the Photoshop. And now where did the Photoshop come from? Means who developed this Photoshop? The Photoshop was developed by two brothers known as Thomas Null and John Null in 1987 and it is published in 1988. And these are the two brothers who developed the Adobe Photoshop. And now let us understand the interface of the Photoshop. Right now which you are looking inside the screen is known as the Photoshop interface, which you are going to look when you are inside the Photoshop, and it contains many things like toolbar, menu bar, options bar, panels, layers and workspace. So before we learning the Photoshop, it is better that we want to learn Photoshop interface. So now let us learn one by one all these toolbars, menu bars. So firstly we have our toolbar. A toolbar is the thing which contains a number of tools like move tool, selection tool, lasso tool, crop tool. All the tools which it contains is known as a toolbar. You can not only call this as toolbar, you can also call it as a toolbox and a tools panel. And each tool comes with the individual options, and the options you may look in that options bar. So while we editing our photos, we are using number of tools which are inside this toolbar. Next we have our menu bar, which is located on the top of the Photoshop interface. The menu bar is used mainly to open and save the files, and also you can do some adjustments while editing photos. You can reset your Photoshop interface and also you can customize the Photoshop interface by using these options inside the menu bar, and many more things you can do this while we editing our photos and we are working inside the Photoshop. But then we come to know what all we can do using this menu bar. And below that we have options bar. As I told, each tool comes with the individual options. Options we can customize in this options bar. Whenever you choose a tool, the options will change. That is, each tool has individual options. Depending upon the tool, the options will change. So after that we have our panels. Inside the screen which you are looking is known as panels. Panels are the things which we can customize, like if we want our editing fast, we can customize our panels out according to our requirements. So after that we have our layers. Layers is the one of the most important thing in the Photoshop that you need to understand. The layers plays very major role in the Photoshop. The main you need to understand is the layers. It is very important in the Photoshop. So I am not going to explain it in detail. In future classes I am going to explain the layers panel in detail. So after that we have our workspace. Here you can see what are the editings you are doing to your image. So now let us jump into our Photoshop and let us see how can we open our files in the Photoshop. So before going into the Photoshop, now let us see how can we install the Photoshop. So to install the Photoshop, you need to visit this site, which is known as adobe.com/in/products photoshop.html, and here you can buy this Photoshop. You can buy for monthly subscriptions, or else you have annual subscriptions. If you don't want to buy and if you are still in the learning stage, you can try this free trial version of this software. Just click on that free trial and you will get an app downloaded on your PC. You should install this, and after installing this, and once you open this app, there you will find some options like the products which are available on the Adobe, like Adobe After Effects, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Lightroom, all those. In that you choose the Photoshop, and just right to that you will have install button. Just click on that, then your Photoshop will install on your PC. And if you want to download the Photoshop offline and you want to install that in offline, means I have provided another link in the description. I am going to provide this both links in the description. You can choose, and if you click on this another link, means here you will get this is the Creative Cloud 2019 applications. So here you have all the Adobe products. So here you need to choose your Photoshop, and here you can download for your Windows or for the Mac OS. These are the 2019 versions, and if you scroll up here you will get 2018 version apps also. So once you installed your Photoshop, so whenever you open your Photoshop, this is what you can see. So now let us see how can we open our images on the Photoshop. Opening images in every software is same, like pressing Ctrl O to open, or else going to file, and here you can see open. So same way in this also, just if you want to open an image into your Photoshop, just here you can see this file, go to the file and here open. You can also use the shortcut as Ctrl O, just tap on that. When you click on that, it will get you to the last opened dialog box. Here you can choose any one image and just click on this open. So this is how you can open the images in your Photoshop. So this is one way how can you open your images in Photoshop, and you can also drag and drop your images into the Photoshop. So let me close this, and I will choose any one of the image in this. So just drag and drop it into your Photoshop. So that's it. So like this also you can open an image in Photoshop. You can go into the file and open image, or else you can drag and drop into the Photoshop. So that's it for now. Let us see in our next lesson how to remove these pimples on the photo, that is by using the spot healing tool. So if you don't want to miss that video, click on the subscribe button and subscribe now, and also click on the bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video. So see you on my next video.